Usually, if you don't miss the big spoiler tag, you're going to find out a lot of things that are going to happen in the coming months. It's always perplexing to me how they can't keep these things secret.
Yeah, I think they're looking for a stir most of the time, and it is, in a sense, showbiz, the crazy world of wrestling. But yeah, I think it's what drives the industry these days, the word on the street, and certainly from our point of view has kept us interested because a lot of programming hasn't.
Now, fans, there's talk of a 3-hour Raw coming up very soon. Vince has been debating it, I'd say, because it really is him that makes the decision. Is it going to be to combat TNA? We spoke a bit about that. But 3-hour Raw, they struggle sometimes to keep my attention at 2.
Yeah, I think 3 hours would be absolute insanity. The draft, we can do the draft. We're fans of the draft. But every other week... at 3 hours, no, I don't think that's a wise move for Raw. TNA isn't going to cause any threat that serious with Impact from the off-go, and even if they do, going back to the WCW days, it's the same buzz all over again. So no need for the big jump to 3 hours, in my opinion.
Hall of Fame news now, and the Ultimate Warrior has declined an invitation to be inducted into the 2010 Hall of Fame. Originally, WWE wanted to focus the Hall of Fame ceremony around Warrior, but since he declined the invitation, WWE has decided to make Stu Hart the major inductee this year. They flagged it a couple of weeks ago on Raw when Vince was in the ring with Brett, and then... in storyline fashion, it's been a bit of a back and forth with Brett and Vince, and it looked like it was going to be dropped, but I'm now very happy to see that Stu Hart will be put into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, no better timing. It would be interesting to see if Owen gets a mention in there. Definitely having all the Harts together for one night would make sense, but that's a call WWE will have to make, and I think Vince would be... very stupid not to make Owen a part of that show, and it will be interesting also to see the other inductees from here on in.
Yes, in terms of the Ultimate Warrior declining an invitation, I can certainly understand why. I've been somebody who's watched a lot of shoot interviews, just like yourself, and as well as the dirt sheets, that can give you such a valuable insight. Honky Tonk Man has spoken quite a bit. In fact, he too declined the Hall of Fame this year, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. I'd like to see Honky in there, like I would like to see Warrior in there, but apparently there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes with that Hall of Fame deal. Honky has said on a number of occasions that if you sign up for the Hall of Fame, that means you've got a 90-day no-compete clause, which means his independent bookings are screwed, basically, and he can't make any money for that time. And it's just not worth it. It's also something that he has been quoted as saying that it's almost as if you're done. You're on the shelf now. You're in the Hall of Fame. It's over.
Yeah, I think for Honky, I'm sure he would prefer to be in Little Rock doing an independent show than standing on stage at the Hall of Fame. Definitely is on the ball with what he's saying there, and I would stick to your guns big time, Honky, and don't give in to the Hall of Fame because they won't give you the respect you deserve.
Just like Bruno Sammartino, the Honky Tonk Man, still a holdout for the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't think we'll ever see Bruno in there, will we?
Yeah, interesting that you mentioned that because I think Bruno... certainly another figure in the early days of WWF at the time, and one worth to mention. God knows, I remember the first wrestling figurine that I purchased was Mr. Bruno Sammartino himself, right. The blue trunks, a go-go.
Yes. Was it bendable?
Indeed, it was bendable. The bigger versions of the two bendables.
That's a rare vintage. You'd get big money for that on eBay, I think.
I would imagine probably not with the whole Bruno Sammartino gimmick that it was, but worse or crazier things.
It's true. What you can make money from stuff like that. It's amazing. Right, let's move on with some more Dirt Sheet news. There has been several releases. It's always that time of year when the clear out starts to happen, at least in WWE, and this year no exception. Usually it's after Mania. They're getting started early this year.
Yeah, very sad to see the release of Paul Burchill there, especially timing wise with Wade Barrett. Could have done a great gimmick and a great tag team, but of course this time around TNA beat them to it with the British Invasion, and once again showing just how on their mark TNA can be, especially with people like Doug Williams in the mix. A great call by TNA, but WWE definitely dropping the books once again.
You would wonder which of those guys are going to be in TNA within the 90-day time frame that they have where they can't work. I certainly think Gregory Helms has a chance there.
Yeah, I think TNA need to stand back. There's a hurricane coming, and certainly in the shape of Gregory Helms coming down your way. Where he'll end up on the card, your guess is as good as mine, but if Hogan has anything to do with it, I'd say he might be drinking the apple juice in the back with the guns, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Interesting to note that both Gregory Helms, or the Hurricane as he's known as, and Paul Burchill, they've actually been engaged in a bit of a feud for the past few months, and it looks like the writing was on the wall for those guys. Often you'll see where two guys are maybe in the doghouse with the Office, they put them together and see which one maybe runs faster than the other, but this time it looks like Gregory let himself down just a few weeks ago with that incident. Another famous incident in just a few weeks' time. It's become quite well known. That would be with Chris Jericho and Matt Hardy. Probably the less allegedly said about that, the better. Two boys having a bit of fun. Gets blown out of proportion. Nothing really, no big deals there. We're all entitled to it. Some say you need to be in bed before 12, and others like to have the party. So I think the less said about Chris and Matt, the better. Now, another one of the casualties from WWE's release hit list, if you like, was WWE diva Maria. Apparently Maria on her Twitter just yesterday said she had no idea that it was going to happen, and unfortunately now Maria has to find a new job.
Yeah, hirings and firings of WWE, always something that really amuses us. And speaking of one diva out the door, another one comes in with WWE signing the UK's Gemma Palmer to most over on this side of the water would be Inferno from the UK Gladiator show. Interesting to see how that will pan out with the other such divas from the British Isles, Katie Lee, Burchill and Layla. We could see a female legacy.
Another Gladiator star making their way across the pond, just like Brutus Magnus before her.
Oh yeah, another great talent. Brutus Magnus we're big fans of, and yeah, the British Invasion is on.
Brutus Magnus looking better and better each week. Certainly in terms of promos, he's starting to deliver, and it was so important. He has that look. He just needs the extra attitude, I think. But certainly nice to see a UK diva getting a chance, and more these days we have a multi-racial cast, more international, more UK, some Japanese with Yoshitatsu. And lots of different nationalities. I mean, how long did it take for us here, as we have not mentioned much yet, in the Republic of Ireland, to get a WWE champion in Sheamus?
Yeah, surprising for us to see Sheamus move the ranks so quick. Yeah, we're fans of Sheamus. We know he came from the same old school fan base as we did, clocking in about the same age or thereabouts.
Yes.
And yeah, we know he's marking out there when he's in the ring, without doubt. With your Trips and your Ortons, more so with the Royal Rumble we spoke about this, saying that he would have definitely been in our boat watching the Royal Rumble at 2 o'clock in the morning when he was 15, 16, and we know he's in mark territory up there. Doing a good job of hiding it, but he's got a MARK written all over his face.
Every moment